We recently did Anderson Silva, and he said that practically every fighter is fighting with an injury.
Yep.
So when you talk about breaking your hand, like mentally, what does that do to you? And have there been times where you like really got fucked up and you're like, yo, I gotta fight through this?
Oh man, yeah, that happens. You just got to try and zone it out. So it happened in the second round.
Try to zone it out.
But
Yeah, like just try and just not worry about it. Again, like with my hand, right? Like I was sitting there and it was something that was obviously there. I was thinking about it. So I was talking to my coaches. Like after the second round, I went there and I like whispered to Joe and they're like, I broke my hand. And then they didn't say nothing. So I went into the third round and was able to just not worry about it and just use it. Be like, all right, like trust me, I was hitting it and it was hurting.
They didn't respond to you.
Well, they just were like, because they didn't want me to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
that's
so I went.
Really?
So I went
shit.
there and
Warrior shit.
Yeah. So it sort of gets better. So I went in the third round, did that, was another really good round, and that's with the broken hand. I decided to tell the corner again, like, they might not have heard me. My hand's broken. I broke my hand. And then one of them said to me, whispers in my ear, goes, I don't want to hear you mention that fucking hand.
You're scared of the mics, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, you're scared of the fucking mics.
Yeah.
Who are these guys? You're scared of the mics?
Yeah.
The mics be hearing you guys.
If the mic was there, like we make sure that our head coaches and that don't have the mic. We always give it to someone else, so they're not giving too much.
If they did, you're probably like,
that's
hope
exactly
that
what
on
he said.
IG, huh?
But this is I knew straight away what they were talking about, right? I'm like going, oh, yeah, right, sweet. I knew exactly what they meant. It's like going, it's fucking broken. You just did a round with it. Why are you still thinking about it? And I'm like, yeah, true. All right, I just did another round. I was able to get around it, stop thinking about it, and then didn't think about it for obviously felt it, but I even use the hand more. I use my hand more.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
But I mean, I had more because I broke this part. Right? There's a surgery there. There's a surgery there.
Oh shit!
So I just made sure I used the right part of my hand.
4 knuckles, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be like that. So I just had a lot more strategy in how I use that left hand. So it was a lot more
That's
jabs and
fucking
hooks.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I used it more because I didn't want to go in there and just start throwing because I knew that was a better chance of hitting it. So I actually started jabbing and that's why you see me in them later rounds using my jab so much more because I could control the distance with it and I could be a lot more strategic with it.
It's crazy because
So it's
the other guy doesn't know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't really know.
People need to hear this shit because you
That
need more
shit's-
respect for
man,
that, bro.
yeah,
It's
Well, you're
fucking nuts.
insane.
Yeah,
You're
that's
insane. I don't know
Well,
why.
I think again, like I think a lot of fighters you will see that, but I mean, yeah, for me to do, I mean, like, and you talk about people being injured, yeah, all the time. You know, you get injuries. Like I don't think there's been a camp where things have ever went perfectly well. You know what I mean? There's always something going on. Man, I'll tell you, may as well while we're on it. When I fought Darren Elkins, 2 days before the fight, I tore my intercostal muscle. So I don't know if you know what that is. It's like breaking a rib. It's pretty much the exact same pain, like breaking a rib or tearing your rib cartilage. I did that like 2 days before the fight. Couldn't move. Like I remember sitting in bed and talking to my coaches. I'm like, what we do is they're like, we talk to the doctor and he's like, we can give you some anti-inflammatories that might half the pain. And at the time, I couldn't even get out of bed. Like I was waterlogged. I had to get up to go to bed and I would have to game plan. How the fuck do I get out of bed? I'm sitting there like that. I remember getting up. It was that painful. I'm like, man, I started crying because I didn't have much money then. I needed a fight. I'm like, can I fight? I'm away from my family. I won't be able to. I started crying. Even the crying hurt so much I couldn't even cry. So I was like sitting there going, fuck, I can't even cry. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. It was a blowout. But that's how much pain I was in. I couldn't train. Even the day of the weigh-in, sorry, not the day of the preparation backstage, when you're warming up for the fight, I couldn't throw my right hand. Still couldn't throw my right hand. So I had to just wait until I was in there. You even see in that fight when I throw a right hand, I'll go to throw it and I sort of fake it. And you see me, I remember it. I remember it took the wind out of me. I'm like, fuck, it's going to be a long night. But I mean, after that, I was able to forget about it. But
The adrenaline.
the adrenaline did kick in and it helped.
Wow.
But it was definitely on the mind. But I was able to, went out and
That's
won
crazy.
anyway.
Which fight was this earlier in your career?
That was a couple of fights before the title fight, I think. Yeah, it was before Chad Mendes.